India kind of like got caught in the middle of it as one of um, Russia's sort of primary importers of oil, and that to the president is the massive volume that has increased over the past few years since the Ukraine conflict began, at a cheaper price, and to Washington that seems like as in Washington's own words, it's sort of like profiting from the conflict. So that is where I think a pressure, you can call it a pressure tactic, or we can call it leverage, to sort of pressurize Russia to kind of give in by ensuring that its economy faces losses if India was to sort of contain its oil imports of Russia. So by doing so, it's just a measure that can help the president proceed with sort of his goal with the Ukraine conflict and to resolving that. But it doesn't reflect it does kind of take out the shine of the US India relationship because yes, of course, US got India's got caught in the middle of it, but it's a reality here that India is faced with now. Some geopolitical realities. It's faced with a different Washington. It has to kind of now navigate a tough balance between Washington and its ties with Moscow. And I think the question now really is what Prime Minister Modi will do, what the Indian leadership will do. So far, it has maintained a very clear stance. It's not been retaliatory towards the US, which I think is a very good move. It's very pragmatic of the Indian government. But it has mentioned that it finds these additional 25% tariffs to be unfair and unjustified. But if this is a roadblock in a relationship that is consequential for India, which is with the United States, um, there's probably a need for New Delhi to reconsider how it's going to navigate this tough terrain where we might have all these options where it might consider scaling back some of its Russian oil imports to ease the pressures that its exports to the US will face in light of these 50% cumulative tariffs. Will movement on trade negotiations help sort of ease out some pressure here, or whether an eventual sort of peace deal or some sort of resolve in the Russia-Ukraine issue will help India's case. So those are elements that are all sort of on the table and remains to be seen.